name is Douglas Bloch. I'm an author and depression survivor. Welcome to your Depression Recovery channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. You know, one of the major symptoms of depression is the inability to feel pleasure. The clinical term for this is anhedonia. And so, if we want to inoculate ourselves against depression or try to prevent it, one way to do so is to bring more joy and pleasure in our lives, especially during times when we feel well or only mildly depressed. One idea of how to do this was given to me by a motivational speaker I saw many years ago. He said, and I'll never forget this, everyone needs three things: something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. I'll repeat them again. Everyone needs three things: something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. These simple but profound words provide us with keys to happiness. Three keys to happiness that can help us to alleviate the symptoms of depression and anxiety. Let's start with the first part of that sentence, something to do. Experience and research show that people are happiest when they are occupied. This is the theory behind occupational therapy. When you're in the psychiatric ward, they get you up and moving around and participating instead of lying around in your room. That's why they do that. Conversely, when people are unoccupied, they become bored and unhappy. There's a line from Bob Dylan's song, Too Much of Nothing, that goes, "Everybody's doing something. I heard it in a dream. Well, too much of nothing just makes a fella mean." During the Victorian era, the wives of the aristocracy were really bored because they were just going to fashion shows and parties, and there was nothing that really engaged them. This is why in the TV series Downton Abbey, Sybil volunteered as a nurse in World War I, and her sister Edith went to work in her partner's publishing company. Of course, something to do doesn't always involve work. When my uncle retired from engineering, he pursued his passion for color photography. An elderly woman I know loves to garden. As long as it's something that involves and engages you, the activity can help to raise your mood. The second part of our prescription is everyone needs someone to love. Sounds like the title of an old Jefferson Airplane song. This basic requirement needs little explanation. Love is the subject of 90% of the pop songs that we hear. In the cult movie Harold and Maude, Ruth Gordon says, "I love people, they're my species." In his groundbreaking book, Love and Survival, The Scientific Basis of the Human Power of Intimacy, Dean Ornish says that, he recounts a story of an entire town in Pennsylvania that was protected from heart disease because of the close-knit relationships among the people. From this, he concludes the following: anything that promotes a sense of isolation often leads to illness and suffering. But anything that promotes a sense of love and intimacy, connection and community is healing. This sense of connection can come in many ways. Here are some examples. With a partner, a child, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, pets and animal friends, or even with a passionate interest. Unfortunately, what happens when people become depressed is they tend to withdraw from their friends, their family, etc. This is why it's really important to keep in mind that you need to reach out for help no matter how bad you feel. The last part of this happiness equation is something to look forward to. One of the bad things about depression is we often feel pointless and hopeless. Why bother, we say to ourselves? Well, one way around this is to plan events for the future. Because when we do so, the anticipation of that event, the hope that that event is coming our way, activates the chemical dopamine in our brains, which brings us pleasure. This looking forward to the future can mean looking forward to something big like a wedding, or a new job, or a high school graduation. But it can also mean looking forward to something small like watching a TV show, or reading a book, or having dinner with a friend. My partner Joan and I recently had a trip to Monterey, California, where we saw her niece. And one of the most fun parts of this trip was actually planning for it. as we anticipated how we would feel when we went to the Monterey Aquarium and saw Fisherman's Wharf, as well as Big Sur. Of course, it can be near impossible to have something to look forward to when you're in the midst of a depressive episode. But it can be accomplished if you keep your plans small and doable. For example, in one of my episodes, my depression always seemed to alleviate or get better at night. So each day, in the midst of the torment, I would think, hey, I can't wait to get to the evening when I have a respite from the pain. And this looking forward to the evening every day helped me get through the morning and the afternoon. In conclusion, 3 keys to happiness involve something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. I hope you can succeed in incorporating these things into your life. This has been Douglas Bloch. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you want to leave me your comments, you can do so in the comments section or email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to visit my website, healingfromdepression.com, or subscribe to this channel, simply click on the links in the closing credits. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in finding something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. Thank you so much.